On In Radio, on Apple Podcasts, and on YouTube. I'm James Cridland, the radio futurologist. Last week during the holidays, I did a lot of driving, and it turns out that Australia, my home country, is actually quite big. And a trip from Melbourne to Orbost, which looks tiny on the map, is actually 4.5 hours driving. Now, I'd claim that I'd listened to a lot of radio while I was driving that distance, but I didn't. My 4-year-old wouldn't hear of it, and so instead I was treated to the entire available work of My Little Pony on Spotify over and over again, which was nice. I would recommend What My Cutie Mark Is Telling Me from Songs of Ponyville. Incidentally, it isn't annoying at all, and it won't have you gnawing the steering wheel in frustration as you hear it for the 20th time. Anyway, I did, however, notice one radio station in particular again and again. While there are plenty of radio stations in Gippsland, the part of Victoria that I was driving in, you probably wouldn't know that if you were driving, because you'll only see one logo, that of TRFM. One gas station had a banner for TRFM as I passed, a large banner with a frequency and a music positioner, but I saw many more TRFM logos at the bottom of road signs, those kind of road signs that tell you not to go to sleep, or not to try to send text messages, or to check your distance from the car in front, or not to speed. Signs that people will see every single day on their drive to work or to home, accompanied by their radio. On opening the local newspaper, I saw an ad for the TRFM East Gippsland Field Days, an event which is sponsored by TRFM and is in its 31st year, the biggest local event for miles around, doubtless covered by the radio station and carrying its name. Now, none of these ads were very large, and few of them told me any information about the radio station, but I saw a lot of logos for TRFM during my driving, enough that it stuck with me, and enough that, if I was asked what the local radio station was, I'd be able to answer without hesitation. It wasn't the local ABC radio station, nor was it Hit Gippsland, owned by the biggest commercial radio group in Australia, nor TRFM's sister station Gippsland 1242. It was TRFM. An old programme director I worked for in the UK spent his marketing budget on similar things. He sponsored the shirts of one local football team and the stadium of another. He got the station logo on the back of the tickets for the local concert hall and theatre, and got involved with some local events too. This meant that this radio station, The Pulse in Bradford, rose from a lowly number 8 in the market to a number 1, aided of course by my excellent evening show. And it's no surprise that TRFM is also easily number 1 in its market as well. Even Google Maps likes TRFM, I later found out, leading me a slightly scenic route via the TRFM building and some tall radio masts complete with a rather quaint logo from 8 years ago. It isn't sexy, but it's the very thing that works in radio advertising, frequency, and it made those little logos all over the road signs highly effective. It's local, simple, and it worked for me. You can get my weekly newsletter at james.crid.land, and until next time, keep listening.